is Annet Kahunde. With me, I have Millie from Uganda Sign Language. Dear listener, you must be aware that because of the coronavirus pandemic, we will be having our English lesson from the comfort of our home. Since this virus has no cure, remember to wash your hands with soap and water, stay home and stay safe. Today we are going to look at nouns. And in particular, we are going to look at common nouns and proper nouns. I expect to have learners from Senior 1 up to Senior 4 because nouns fall under parts of speech, and parts of speech are very, very important. If you're in primary school, you're still very welcome because I know you have still studied something probably about nouns. So what is our learning objective for today? Our learning objective for today is that by the end of the lesson, you, my learner, should be able to construct sentences using nouns. How will you measure your success in this lesson? 1, you will need to identify 3 nouns around you. You will need to write down 8 proper nouns. 3, you will need to identify proper nouns and common nouns in a story. 4, you will need to use each of the examples that you have come up with to construct a sentence. Now, look around you. What do you see? Okay, that is very good. Everything around us has a name. A person, animals, plants, ideas, all have names. Nouns are also called naming words. Okay, so for example, when you look at our picture over there, we can see that nouns are naming words. We can see a place, that's the beach. We can see a fruit, which is an apple. You see a person, which is a boy, an animal, and that's a cat, I think. Okay? So we said that nouns can also be ideas. Ideas such as justice, peace, health, and others. Okay? So there are very many types of nouns. For example, we have proper nouns, common nouns, concrete nouns, abstract nouns. We have collective nouns, countable nouns, uncountable nouns, and compound nouns. However, like I've said, our focus for today will be on proper nouns and common nouns. So what is a proper noun? A proper noun is a specific name of a person, a place, or a thing. In written form, a proper noun always begins with a capital letter, regardless of its position in the sentence, whether it's at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of the sentence. Let's take an example of proper nouns. Annet. That name Annet refers to a particular person, and that is me. You could also mention your name. The name that you have just mentioned refers to a particular person, a specific person, and that is you. Our second example is Uganda. The name Uganda is specific to only one country, and that is our country, Uganda. You can take a name of your village, the name of your district, and you will see what I'm talking about. Okay? Also note that the characters that take part in a story, a poem, a movie fall under proper nouns. These characters might be people, animals, or objects. For example, the movie called The Transformers has a character called Bumblebee. But Bumblebee is not a person, he's a robot. Okay? It might be an animal, but then it is a proper noun that takes on characteristics of a person, like talking, walking, and other things like that. Okay? So, I have an exercise for us, an exercise on proper nouns. Remember we said that a proper noun refers to a particular person, a place, or a thing. Therefore, it begins with a capital letter. So our exercise now has 16 marks. We have 8 numbers, 16 marks. Okay? Number 1, please note, do not write down the questions, just write down your answer. Question number 1, write down the name of your favorite football club. Write down the name of your village. Write down the name of the longest river in Africa. Write down the name of one mountain you know. Write down your favorite day of the week. Write down the month you were born. Write down the name of your favorite movie. Write down 2 names of the characters in your favorite movies. So those are 8 questions. The activity that you have just done, like I said, carries 16 marks. Okay? So look at your work. If you have written down all the 8 answers, I will give you a high 5. So, since we are working on proper nouns, put a tick against each of the answers that begins with a capital letter. Now count through your ticks one by one. So reward yourself with a big smile. Let's look at a common noun. What is a common noun? A common noun is a general name of a person, a place, or a thing. Unlike a proper noun, a common noun does not begin with a capital letter. However, note this. A common noun can only begin with a capital letter when it is used to begin a sentence or when it appears as a title of a book, a story, or an article. Okay? We have a few examples of common nouns, on our board. I'll just pick out 2 examples. Under people, we have boys as a common noun. We have girls. We have teacher. Okay? Under animals, we have elephant, cat, and others. Okay? Under places, we have town, district, city, and others. Under things, we have chair, classroom, computer, and others. Okay? So let's talk about 2 of them, 2 common nouns. For example, student. Student is a common noun because it refers to someone that belongs to a group of people that attend secondary school or other higher institution of learning. Okay? 2, let's look at teacher. Teacher is also a common noun because it is a general name of someone that belongs to a certain profession, the teaching profession. Now, all those nouns that we've looked at, the two, teacher and student, don't tell us the particular person. Okay? Now, let's look at a few examples here. We have two examples. One, I live in the city, not the word city. Two, I live in Kampala, not the word Kampala. Compare the two words, compare the two words, city and Kampala, in these sentences. Which one is a common noun and which one is a proper noun? Thank you very much for thinking about it. The word city, like you have said, is a common noun. It is a general name of a place. And because it's a general name, it begins with a small letter. Okay? The word Kampala, or the noun Kampala, is a proper noun. The noun Kampala is a proper noun. And because it is a proper noun, it begins with a capital letter. Okay. So we will now take a short break. When we get back, I'll read for you a story called Hare and Crocodile by Jesse Mutiaba. So your task is to identify proper nouns and common nouns in the story. Every time you hear a proper noun, smile. And every time you hear a common noun, shake your head in agreement. Okay? Once upon a time, there lived Crocodile and Hare in the forest near the river. Crocodile always wanted to eat Hare, but Hare was always quick and smart. One day, Hare went down to the river. He wanted to take a drink, but he knew Crocodile might be waiting for him under water to eat him. Hare had an idea. He said out loud, "I wonder if the water is warm. I will put in my leg first and wait." But Hare did put in his leg. Instead, he picked up a stick with his left foreleg and put it in the water. Jump! Crocodile grabbed the stick and pulled it under water. Hare laughed. "Stupid crocodile, don't you tell a stick from a leg?" And he ran off to drink from somewhere else. The next day, Hare went back to the river, and all he saw was a floating log. But he knew Crocodile looked like a floating log. But he knew Crocodile looked like a log when he floated. Hare had an idea. He said out loud, "If that log is really Crocodile, it won't talk. But if it is just a log, it will tell me." And he waited. He listened, and a rough, coarse voice, "I am really just a log." Hare laughed. "Stupid crocodile, do you think a log can talk?" And he laughed louder, and off he ran again. But one day, Hare wanted to cross the river. He wanted to eat the tasty fruits and groundnuts on the other side. He didn't want Crocodile to eat him before he ate the tasty fruits. Hare had an idea. He called out loud, "Crocodile!" Crocodile rose from the water. "Hello, my friend Hare. Have you come to be my breakfast?" "Not today, Crocodile, because today I have orders from the king. He wants me to count all the crocodiles. After my work, I will be your breakfast." "Oh," said Crocodile, "then tell us what to do." "You must line up from this side of the river to the other side, and I count you." Crocodile got all his family and friends and relatives and lined them up across the river. Hare jumped onto the back of old Crocodile, 1, onto the next Crocodile, 2, and 3, and 4, and so on and so forth. Hare kept on jumping till he reached the other side of the river. "How many are we?" called out Crocodile. "Just enough," Hare said, "and all stupid. I guess Crocodile will have to find another breakfast." And Hare went off to eat the fruits and groundnuts while singing his favorite song, "I am quick and smart as I can be. Try and try, but you won't catch me." Crocodile remained sad, while Hare went never to return. For this side of the river was full of tasty fruits and groundnuts that Hare didn't need to come back and be eaten by greedy Crocodile. And that's the end of our story. Now, dear viewer, my assignment for you about this story is that you need to identify proper nouns and common nouns in this story. At least identify 2 proper nouns and 4 common nouns in the story. Okay? As we conclude, we have said that everything around us has a name. Okay? And nouns are names of things, of people, and of objects. Okay? We also say that all nouns can be classified as either common nouns and proper nouns. Okay, now I will leave you with this assignment. Use the examples of proper nouns that you have written down to construct sentences. You remember the names of things that you wrote down and earned yourself 16 marks and rewarded yourself in different ways. So use those examples that you wrote down, the month you were born, and those other things. Use those to write down sentences for each of those proper nouns. 2, you will need to research about other types of nouns. Like I mentioned, collective nouns, abstract nouns, and other nouns. The other thing that you will need to do is to draw a picture of Hare and greedy Crocodile from the story. But you also need to share with someone what you have liked about this story that we have read. You will also need to share with someone the lesson that you have learned from the story we have read. You could also write a different ending to the story that we have read. It has been nice having this lesson with you. Remember to wash your hands, stay home, and stay safe. Bye-bye.